Hello everybody and welcome back to the SOOP Duels series. We're getting started here with JyJ versus Soulkey. We got Soulkey over here in the top left, JyJ in the bottom left on Dominator for our first match. Seems like a lot of these SOOP Duels series matchups start out on Dominator. Starting to sense a pattern here a little bit, but I digress, guys. We had a pretty quick hatchery, a 12 hatchery out of Soulkey. And JyJ has gone for CC first to start off this series. He's going to get away with it too. That 10 pool, or that 11 pool, excuse me, not going to be able to punish. 12 hatch, 11 pool. Certainly will not be able to get any damage going. And he's coming in with the Overlord now. Gonna see the bad news. He already has his gas on the way, so he's probably just going to play out a normal game. How will JyJ follow this up? I've seen a lot of players go mech in bottom left because it is pretty difficult to hold mutas down here. You need something with a little bit more oomph than pure marine medic to prevent serious damage from those early mutas. There's just too much space in the back of the main base. Plus, there's a bit of empty area over that bottom left corner. So we'll see if JyJ wants to go for mech, or potentially he could go into a very quick Valkyrie. Actually, I see a second barracks now in the main base. Second barracks into gas. So he is going to go marine medic off of this. And with the marine medic build, put on a lot of pressure pretty quickly to Soulkey. Didn't go for the fastest possible academy, but he will have a lot of marines to work with. We may even see him go up to 5 barracks. That is a possibility. He's hiding something over here. He's just checking out everywhere with that SCV. Maybe pulling it back now. Soulkey built the bare minimum number of lings. Actually, did he build any lings at all? Hold up. Looks like he... Okay, there's the first pair of lings. Wow. So really cutting a lot in terms of his ling production in order to get out as many drones as possible. Get that third hatchery in his main base as quickly as he can. JyJ building up that marine count, and we're gonna have a push here in probably the next 30 seconds, I imagine, starting to come out. He's hiding back some of these marines, just kind of faking that he doesn't have too many more of those. He's gonna come into this natural now. Sees no sunken colony and no lings. There's only 4 lings. They do have speed. They're gonna be able to track this down pretty soon. Sees the third hatchery there in the main. I think we're going to see that push now. JyJ is starting to come out. He's got a lot behind this push. Quite the macro engine has been created here for JyJ. So dampening the macro of Soulkey at all is going to be quite strong. Forcing out a few sunken colonies could really hurt Soulkey here. 1 sunken colony being made. He really doesn't want to invest too heavily into those sunkens. 2 medics, though, would allow him to bust here. He's just going to go for it. Medics at the back of the pack. Go ahead and target down those links. Dude, JyJ might just win right now. All the drones being pulled down into the main base. You're going to stand right over top of these eggs and try to focus down mutas as they pop out. 1 muta almost goes down. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Now he can wrap around. He has enough to start one-shotting marines. He's probably going to lose a mutalisk or 2, though. No real way around it here. 1 muta almost goes down. My goodness, another muta almost getting targeted there. This does represent a pretty big slowdown to Soulkey, but he kept all of his drones alive, or nearly all of his drones alive. I think 1 or 2 went down on that ramp as they were running away, and every mutalisk survives. Excellent crisis management there from Soulkey, but the fact still remains, this is a great setup for JyJ. He has the CC first to fall back on. That economy cannot be denied. Its robustness is going to be a serious problem here for Soulkey. He's looping around towards the main. There's so many turrets made, and a lot of these mutas are bruised, so diving in is just not an option right now. JyJ adding on those extra barracks. He's really going to start pumping out Marines, and he's transitioning behind this. Has his factory just about complete. There's +1. It's progress. Getting up there. No third base just yet for Soulkey. But it looks like he's going to be taking one now. The closer third base is going to be the best option in a time like this. In a difficult spot. Probably looking to go into a Hydralisk Defiler sort of play. Diving into this natural immediate counter from JyJ. Just heading across the map. With this big Bioforce, he can definitely do a lot. He's got a bunker back at home. He knows that a counterattack could come. That these Lings could try to stab in towards this main base, but the bunker is really going to help prevent that from happening. Good target fire there. Getting rid of one of those mutas. Had to kill a turret to get that mining going over in this natural. So little space to build those turrets. It's one of the big reasons why it's so tough to defend mutas on this map. He's working his way into a tech transition as Soulkey continues to build Lings and mutas. He's looking to get the surround on this. Is it actually enough? It looks like he'll overwhelm the position. JyJ thinks about reinforcing there, but it decides against it. Time to pull back those medics, actually. Those medics need to be saved. Oh my gosh, he's diving right on top of the turrets, getting in on top of everything with a bunch of Lings. Not able to block that ramp and prevent these Lings from running into the main base means he's probably going to start to lose a bunch more turrets. The tech is being slowed down here. JyJ trying to get out some of these Valkyries. He actually clears the Lings. That's incredible. He gets rid of all the Lings. He just needs to finish this armory. My god, the armory is so close there. So damn close to killing that off. Is just barely not able to. A few more Marines pop out at a very advantageous time. There's only 5 mutas left. Uh-oh, some more Lings make their way into the main, though. This macro of Soulkey is on point. He gets in here on top of these Marines, and he's continuing to flood Lings into this main base. Those Lings getting trapped on that little corner there. But they are starting to kill off these turrets slowly but surely. Only 6 mutas left. This is a very flimsy position on both sides. If either player starts to get an advantage, it's going to swing into their direction. Like, if these mutas start to get killed off like this, Valkyrie pops out. All the mutas are going to go down real quick. But only 28 SCVs remain. Can he lower that even further? Oh, put down a barracks there in the natural to try and stifle more Lings from making their way in. Diving on top of this Valkyrie. Can he get the turn shot? Not quite able to get that. And so JyJ, he holds, but only just barely. Soulkey has really brought himself back in this game. He can't be throwing away mutas, though. Okay, another muta gets thrown away. JyJ gonna have a pretty good timing once these barracks really start to pump once again and 3 Valkyries get out. Can he really afford to do that, though? 30 workers is below the threshold of what you really need to make things work in the Terran base. You need about 35 workers to really pump off of all of these buildings consistently, and he's not remaking those. You can see he's sitting here. Okay, he did start to remake now. Popping out a couple more workers. He just needs a few more, and then he can really start to amp up the pressure. You can see he's not consistently building off of all of these barracks, and he doesn't have any money, right? He's down to just 50 minerals. There's +1 armor about to finish up. How is Soulkey's transition? It really seemed like he was all in there, trying to dive in and just end this game. But if he made a Hydra Den behind this and started Lurker as well, I would be pretty surprised. It's not impossible. Okay, he's got the Hydra Den here for sure, but how far along is the Lurker upgrade? Evolution Chamber is done, but he hasn't been able to afford to build any upgrades yet. Okay, there's a second evolution chamber. Oh no, that's the Hydra Den over there. Diving up here onto the high ground. Hydras is all he's got. Mutas. Oh my gosh, both the Valkyries just die immediately there. Only a few Mutas remain though. 2 more Valkyries arrive. I think JyJ just barely gonna crack this. He's got too many Marines on this high ground. He definitely should target down the sunken colony on the right-hand side, but he's got enough medics to sustain himself. He will jump on top of all of these drones. GG, what a game there. Game number 1 really popped off. Soulkey was so close to breaking him. So damn close to actually winning right there. But JyJ barely, by the skin of his teeth, hangs on and manages to keep himself alive. Get those Valkyries out. Dude, if Soulkey had kept denying that armory from being completed, that one SCV was a hero getting over there and finishing that armory. Here we go, jumping into game number 2. JyJ spawning over top left, Soulkey down here, bottom left. Deja vu. I'm all teed up. I'm ready for a great series here, guys. I'm feeling it. JyJ is a killer, but he got great RNG that last game. Was able to sneak out a CC first against the 12 hatchery. I know that Soulkey is pretty confident going into an early pool build. Often pulls out plays like that. Often going to be doing things like scouting on 9. Ooh, 8 racks. 8 racks from JyJ this time. He's trying to play into the best of 7 series. Getting unpredictable here. Starts off with CC first. Now 8 racks complete. Polar opposite builds. And he will follow this up with a wall. Possibility of going into gas here, but I don't think it's likely. Ben Jixer. Ben Jixer. Bro, thank you so much for the 100 gems. Pushing us even closer to that final goal. We will have Shannon as a co-caster for an upcoming series once that goal is met. I've talked to some other people too about potentially coming in for a surprise cast, but not a lot of takers so far. We'll see as this series gets a little bit more popular and more people tune in. And as I reach out to more people, maybe we'll get somebody in here for a special cast in the future. Really appreciate you guys supporting this show, this event, so we can keep it going and have those opportunities as time goes on. Maybe we'll even get more events in the future. Hopefully we'll get one for European time as well. I think that would be a great addition. Here comes JyJ now with this 8 Rex. It has not been revealed. Soulkey hasn't figured out that this is what's coming yet, but as soon as he sees the bunker start, now he knows this is going to be a tough hold, dude. JyJ is in a prime spot to take this one. Even blocks the drones coming down the ramp. That's kind of funny. Gonna have to pull back. Probably stop building. Oh, kill that one drone. Oh, it's so close. One Marine goes down. So close to getting both inside there. Gonna target down another drone. So far, about 3 or 4 have fallen. Another Marine is making its way forward. Any of these drones on low HP would be a good target. But with the Lings popping out now and only 1 Marine in the bunker, it's not going to be very possible. Going after the low health drone, he gets it. Great snipe there by JyJ, honestly. That was the best possible situation for him. Oh, we'll lose this SCV. So won't be able to continue to scout. Only 9 drones here, guys. 9. Half what JyJ has. Some SCVs are going to be pulled. That's absolutely the right choice. Definitely want to get a couple of these into that wall. A lot of lings were made by Soulkey, and so he needs to get some compensation off of this. We'll be getting it in the form of a few SCVs being pulled off the line temporarily, but that's certainly not enough to make up for this deficit. This is a deep, deep deficit for Soulkey. No way to sugarcoat it. He is in a very hard position here. With this many lings being made, he's actually making more lings behind this. He might just go all in, hoping that JyJ pulls the SCVs out of the wall. That's almost his only hope. Okay, he did start to redrone a little bit, getting up to 14, but look at all the lings making their way up to that front. So many lings are actually on the other side of the map right now. There's a whole group of lings that JyJ just doesn't know about right now. He's blocking JyJ from scouting the main because he doesn't want to see how scant it is. There's almost no drones up there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, look at how few drones are here. He doesn't want him to know that there's only like 5 drones instead of 9. He filled up the natural to make it really look like his economy was pumping. But in reality, he has a lot invested into these lings. And he is hoping desperately that JyJ makes a mistake. If JyJ pushes out here to try and like fake a little marine push, then he might be able to catch all of this. He's not planning to marine push right now, though. JyJ has a upgrade on the way. Is just now put together that academy here at the nearly 6-minute mark. He still doesn't have stim upgrade, so all the timings have been pushed back like a full minute, as it usually happens with an 8 racks play on both sides. Both players are pushed back. I think Soulkey is pushed back quite a bit farther, though. He's really having a hard time getting everything online. Spire has just started, and these lings are poking, just checking out how many Marines are behind this wall. Dude, if JyJ moves out right now, oh my gosh, he is going to be in so much trouble. Yeah, the lings are going to completely wipe this. JyJ, gotta be careful here. Don't jump the gun. Get a couple fire bats out. Get something else out. That +1 hasn't kicked in just yet. Range is probably just now starting as well. He's baiting. Soulkey baiting. He's hoping that he comes out a little bit further. 5 racks behind this. 5 racks for JyJ. He's going to have so many Marines here in a moment. But if this first group gets surrounded, it could still go very bad for him. Soulkey managed to pump out 26 drones, and we'll start Mutalisk production here shortly. You can see he's got 700 gas banked up, and there it all goes. Disappears into the Mutalisk basket. We're going to have about 7-8 Mutalisks right off the bat. They're all in production now. JyJ can start his turrets here right as these Mutalisks begin to hatch, and we'll be ready in time. In fact, going to start them just a tad bit earlier. As a bunker coming up as well. He's played this really, really solidly. Not jumping the gun at all. He is going to come across the map with a huge group of Marines. Now this group is completely... you can't fight this with the number of lings that Soulkey has. Like, you can try to take an engagement with this, but this is so many Marines. How are we on the +1? It's done. So +1 is done, as well as this massive bio ball starting to move forward. JyJ really can start to threaten here. Soulkey may decide to counterattack. He's got a lot of lings, and he's got a... Okay, scan. Doesn't see the third just yet. Gonna jump into this bunker. Bunker gonna be taken down very quickly. It does buy a little bit of time. That's a lot of lings here. Getting over top of this natural. More Marines are popping out, and the lings will get up there into the main. The army has retreated, brought back here to help. Denied this from actually killing all the turrets up here on the high ground. He will be able to stop this, at least for the time being. This turret could go down. He actually needs to repair there. Oh, so JyJ, you actually need to repair. Oh boy, JyJ not repairing. Looks like that hatcher was canceled top left. Okay, I guess he canceled that. Get a few more units out right now. Soulkey trying to snowball things in this main base. Gonna go around the bio ball. He actually built a ton of sunken colonies. JyJ really needs to scan that actually and see if he knew that there was a bunch of sunken colonies in the natural and no third base, he would absolutely just be sitting here at home. Another scan goes down, still not able to find that base just yet. It's just not there. It's missing is the reason, but he doesn't know that. JyJ out here in the middle of the map. These Marines really should be brought back home. Everything should be focused on this defense right now. If Soulkey doesn't get damage, he doesn't really have much of a follow-up. There are so many barracks here, and now 2 starports starting. Soulkey in a really tough spot. He's going to start this transition early with no third base. It's not going to be that powerful. Look at how many sunken colonies he made. He wanted to all in this. He wanted to just dive and have the Marines fight these sunken colonies on his side of the map, but JyJ just did not play his game. He refused to go all the way across the map. He pulled everything back and made sure that he survived, that his production was not taken over by Soulkey, and now Soulkey is in a really rough spot. Sees these Marines moving around the outside. JyJ still looking for that third base, but is no idea that it's just not even in the cards for Soulkey. That hive hasn't started yet either, and so I don't see any sort of timing where Soulkey can come across the map and just hit him with a Dark Swarm push. I don't think that's gonna happen, guys. Sometimes we see it. Sometimes we see Zerg players in a really rough spot like this get in there with that really well-timed Dark Swarm and Lurker in the natural. But it is so far pushed back because of the 8 racks, because of the attempted dive from Soulkey, that we're going to have a bunch of vessels with Irradiate out here, and so many Marines, you're just not going to be able to push with Lurker Dark Swarm at all. JyJ checking out all the bases on the map. He gets a scan down. He sees the number of sunken colonies here. Bunch of Lurkers being made, but he can camp right in front of this. And right in front of this natural, and Defiler is a long way away still. He needs to wait for quite some time. 2 gas Soulkey, 2 gas Zerg is just not going to be quite potent enough. Soulkey bringing a drone down to bottom right, finally going to try and take that base. Has another drone over in top left. JyJ right on top of things here, going to be able to force these Lurkers all the way back into the natural. Soulkey, can he finesse his way out of this position? He needs an extreme amount of finesse to be able to win this game now. He sees the base down here in bottom right. It's getting worse and worse. Soulkey easily clears this, but how can he stop the whole Bioforce from coming down and just wiping this out? I don't think that's going to happen. Defiler's still not out. Maybe it's possible if there was Defilers already done to go across the map right now with all these Lurkers and put the pressure on, but there's a huge Bioforce from JyJ on his high ground outside of his natural. Oh, and another force makes its way to top left. He's going to kill this as well. Soulkey wanted to bring his Lurkers up here to try and get this base online. And he actually targeted down in time. It's getting so low, but he does save the base. That's huge. Saving the base right there is massive. Kill on the hatchery in bottom right. No cancel. Soulkey does not recoup those mineral losses. Bunch of irradiates are going to start coming out here from JyJ. 4 already on the field. He can go up to top left and start irradiating like crazy. If he kills 4 Lurkers on that high ground, what are the chances that Soulkey can still hold on to that position coming up towards the natural? He could also try to sunken bust, by the way, with all the Lurkers up here. Yeah, he's going to get 4 Lurker kills for sure. There's no stacking here just yet. I'm sure Soulkey will stack those in a moment, considering the situation he is in. Really do need to get those stacked up. He needs to buy time for a potential Nidus to finish up and save this base. Oh my gosh, he's gonna try and push up here. All right, this is actually insane. I don't think this is a good move at all for JyJ. He killed like one lurker. Patience, please, JyJ. Slow it down. Just take your time, man. Really, this is a bit silly. One more, just 10 kill lurker there. Oh my god, 10 kills? Nidus cannot on the way. There's one lurker left on that high ground. If he just goes now, he can actually break this. He should know. There's only one lurker here. There's one lurker. Go, 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 go. Okay, Nidus finished. Nidus finished, just barely in time. Defiler here with the Dark Swarm, but as long as he gets up the ramp, he can run around these. He can run around the Lings and keep irradiating everything. These Marines get down into the bottom corner. Another Defiler comes forward. Dark Swarm, but he can run by. Running by that Dark Swarm. There are a couple of Scourge here, but if he targets them down, okay, he doesn't get the target, but he's still got enough Defiler, or enough Dark Swarm here to actually beat this. Yeah, it's such a difficult position for Soulkey. The Nidus will go down here in a moment. Now it's just a matter of getting all the irradiates on all the units, and GG is called. No way to finesse this victory. Soulkey taps out. JyJ leading in the series 2-0. Crazy, crazy series we're having so far, guys. Absolutely wild. Ben Jixer with another 100 gems. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. I gotta actually put both of these up now. 200 gems is awesome. Awesome support. Thank you so much. Here he is, Soulkey, down in bottom left. JyJ, bottom right. 2 wins over the 3-time ASL champion. Going for CC first, game number 1. 8 racks, game number 2. What's it going to be on kickback? Soulkey is incredibly strong on this map. He kind of showed us all how powerful Crazy Zerg can be here when he took out Light in ASL's previous, I guess that was ASL Season 18, aka SOOP. Autumn 2025, I guess, 2024, excuse me. But yeah, he really did show how powerful that build is on this map. So difficult to deal with that practically everybody started copying his style. And it became completely standard for Terran players to tech up really quickly on this map. And you can see JyJ is indeed doing that. Not willing to play another Marine Medic game. Not on this map, guys. Definitely not. That gas predictably going to be taken early from JyJ. We'll see what kind of teched out play it is. If it's going to be mech. 111 into mech. 111 into Science Vessel. 111 into Valkyrie. Is it going to be Goliath play? Very curious. Maybe a Vulture drop. Anything is possible at this point. There's so much variation in this matchup. Mirror Edge, thank you so much, man. Welcome back. Bringing in the 100 gems. Definitely greatly appreciated. It's about $11 US, guys, if you, for reference. Gonna start mining out this. Oh gosh, that makes you a little bit worried here as JyJ. Oh, are you actually gonna Ling all in me or something? But the SCV will make its way into the main and seize everything. He knows that a Ling all in is not on the way for now. Soulkey just taking that opportunity with the Marine hitting the Overlord to steal some minerals from that little patch there. Now going to chase this SCV around. JyJ We see some buildings going up in his main. I'm so curious to see what they are. I think it's going to be double Wraith. 2-port Wraith. Gas is still being mined. We're not getting a shot of it in the main. Okay, there we go. There it is. 111. All right. 111 Vulture. Going to be coming out here. Sunken Colony at the front. A little bit late. Is it going to be able to slip by here? Marines are coming up. They can tank for this. Oh my gosh, this is a little bit scary for Soulkey. Vulture here going to do a lot of good work. Trying to block it out. Not going to happen. JyJ slips past them. Marines can slip by as well if they would just move. Oh my god, these Marines getting stuck for so long. Oh, and the surround here with the drones is crazy. I can't believe he got that full surround, actually, with one drone on the top side, blocking this back. He is going to be able to survive for now. 1 hit left on this. Can he actually keep it alive? Link speed is not done, so technically he can micro this forever, but getting just 1 hit on this would spell disaster. JyJ, can he get by here? My gosh, the ring around the rosy play is so good. 12 kill Vulture heading into the main base here. Just pulling off 1 drone to try and hit this. Another drone goes down. Another drone goes down. 14 kill Vulture. This is almost over, guys. This is so much damage. 15. Oh! Not quite targeting down that drone on the left-hand side. Wraith gonna come for the Overlord. 12 drones left. And Soulkey just taps out. No way! Oh, JyJ. Triple kill on Soulkey. Are you kidding me? With this game. 3-0 already. That is ridiculous. But here we are. We're jumping into this one. Soulkey top right. JyJ top left. Match point here, guys. Match point. And what could be one of the fastest SDSs that we've had. SOOP Duel Series. Have generally gone long. A lot of them have been incredibly drawn out. We're only 50 minutes into this one, guys, and it could be over. That is insane. I'll have to put together an anti-spoiler at the end of this one if it goes down to a 4-0, but I doubt that's what will happen. I'm expecting a comeback here from Soulkey. We've been playing the Zerg music. It's time to switch it up, boys. Let's switch it over to the Terran music now. As this starts to flip on its head. Or to ring in the JyJ victory. Either way, we're switching it over. Soulkey sticking to his guns. 12 hatchery again. Hasn't really varied from this at all. And we're going to have a wall-in from JyJ here on Radion. Not the easiest to wall in. This natural in this position, but it's still going to provide him with ample defense against early lings. JyJ gonna get the first scout as well. Overlord did not cross the map. I haven't seen too many Zerg players do this where they scout the nearest position first. It seems to be a lot better to scout all the way down across the map with your first Overlord so that you can guarantee a scout of both naturals on the bottom side of the map, but it's gonna work out well for Soulkey here, so props to him. He's now got Overlords in good position to see exactly how many Marines are coming out of this barracks and what direction they're headed in. We'll be able to see this Marine moving over towards the natural just to get a little bit of slowdown on Soulkey, try to prevent him from easily mining here in the natural. Quick layer finished up now, or is begun, excuse me, for Soulkey. That was like a 258. layer, very quick layer. And so Soulkey is trying to optimize for his Mutalisk timing as much as possible. Less so for the larva timing. More so for that Muta attack. 4 Marines and an SCV. A little bit too much for these Lings to handle, so he will back off. JyJ, by the same token, falling back over to his CC that's been placed right after his first barracks. Second barracks on the way, then the gas, then the armory. So similar build to what we saw him follow up with on Dominator, but from a bit of a weaker economic position. This was not a CC first. Did force a little bit more out of Soulkey, though, forcing him to build at least those 4 initial Lings. Looks like he might have 6 now total. So getting a little bit more out of him, but not having the value of the CC first. Let's see how he does with this follow-up. Soulkey not building too many Lings here. Trying to get a base down in bottom right. This SCV is being a bit annoying. Wants to remove that before placing down this hatchery. Try to obfuscate the location of the 3rd base. Oh, the Ling is actually going to spot this. It will find the SCV, and with some good micro, he should be able to deny that from getting the scout. Over there, bottom right. Scan in the main. He sees the timing on the Spire. 5-minute mark. Can try to push out a little bit, but he doesn't have Stim just yet, I think. Maybe Stim finishing up right about now. We did go for the barracks before gas and academy. So now pushing out here. Looks like Ling's not going to be able to challenge that one sunken colony being made. We saw Soulkey almost get broken by a push like this in game number 1, but it looks like he's delayed this enough. And with the quicker Mutalisk timing, he's going to have enough out here to deny the push. JyJ just going to fall back for now as his turrets on the way. Are they on time here? A little bit slow. Ooh, he could get the kill. No, he's not going to go for it. Instead, going after the Marines here in the natural. Thought for sure he would kill that SCV on the building turret, but instead, backing away now. Looking for more kills on these Marines. Firebat on the map. One of these mutas extremely low. Hopefully that doesn't get targeted at the bottom of the stack. Otherwise, he'll lose the ability to one-shot these SCVs. He's really looking for some damage here. He needs to get 4 or 5 SCVs to be comfortable in this game now. Firebat manages to find its way into bottom right. That base is going to be under harassment now, and JyJ knows where his follow-up pushes really should be going. Both the turrets have been cleaned out. This is some good damage for Soulkey. One-shotting the SCVs still after clearing out both the turrets. Taking a bit of a rough engagement there, but he's killed enough SCVs to for sure make his position a little bit more comfortable. Had the triple sunken colony ready for a counterattack from JyJ, but JyJ prioritizing his defense. Sends all the Marines back up into the main base. Another Firebat coming down here towards this bottom right. My gosh, that Firebat got a lot of damage. Killing all the Lings, but it does die in the end. And so Soulkey can start to set up at that bottom right. Pulling back the Overlord far enough so these Marines can't pick it off for free. It's a good preparatory measure for Soulkey. He has opened up the position just a little bit. We've seen Soulkey, what he can do with Lings, but he's actually going to go very quickly into Lurkers this game. Play a little bit more safely. Get those Lurkers out, and try to take this into a long game. We really haven't seen any long games between these two just yet. Every game has been, for the most part, decided within the first 10 minutes. But this one seems like it could go long. Soulkey, if it does, is going to be in a great spot. He's lowered that SCV count by a lot, down to just 28 to the 32 drones. Dude. Soulkey's control is next level. To come in and start to poke these Marines, slow them down as they want to get down to this bottom right-hand corner as quickly as possible. Try to deny this base. Muta's going to be pestering them all along the way, however. More mutas are being made still. Soulkey has Lurker upgrade just about complete. His hive will be on the way shortly thereafter. And then sunken colonies are being made down here. As long as he gets the sunken colonies in time, he should be able to hold this. Lurkers will be coming soon after. This is a little bit of a risky situation here. A little bit of a scary spot for Soulkey. Colony is done. Just pure Marine running up and attacking that for now. Lurkers are in production. Second sunken colony not quite finished. These mutas have to do a lot of heavy lifting here. Lurkers about to finish. Second sunken colony is done. Lurkers are done as well, and he will hold on for the time being. Excellent hold from Soulkey. Right on time to prevent this from busting its way through. He did have to spend some drones in order to make all of those sunken colonies, however. And so his drone count has been reduced, however, still on par with JyJ. You can see bumping up ahead of that count now. JyJ can pause on 36 SCVs for quite some time. If he wants to try and put on a lot of pressure, try that light style of play where you just get a whole bunch of extra barracks now and really hammer out the Marines, get some drop ships, that kind of good stuff. Try to throw off Soulkey, but JyJ has also been known to just keep on making SCVs and go into a very quick third base. Gonna get this Valkyrie. He does get one Valkyrie, but the muta number is getting very low, and a lot of these are deep in the red. Gonna fall back now. Time to go on drop defense, it appears. Soulkey just going to spread this stuff out. And as the hive finishes, get his Nidus Canal online and connected here to bottom right. Try to move into that fourth base as soon as possible. JyJ, I think, gonna catch on to this Overlord here in the middle of the map. That was probably being used as part of the control group to micro those mutas. Will likely go down, so JyJ able to inflict a little pain onto Soulkey while he's making this transition, getting out all these drones and adding on all this tech simply by picking off a few overlords here and there. But the fact remains, Soulkey will get into a late game. He's gonna hunker down here. Has the drop defense. He's got the Scourge control necessary. He's still got a good group of mutas. Yeah, I don't think that JyJ is going to be able to get in here. And if he can't get in here with these upcoming drops, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Gets the Valkyrie as well. Okay, throwing away some Scourge in order to shut down the Valkyrie. Might leave an opening bottom right, but top right is completely settled. There's no way you're getting in there. Yeah, he will drop bottom right to try and delay the fourth base, it seems. Just get down there, drop on the high ground. Force Soulkey to push up into that position. Now these drops can come out, reload up, and while this is causing a nightmare for JyJ, look for other locations that might have points of weakness. You can see that Soulkey placed his Nidus Canal just far enough away, I think, here, so that the Marines can't hit that. Maybe they can, actually, from the high ground. I'm not so sure. JyJ loses his third base. That's been denied for now. Scourge getting in. Managed to kill off this one dropship. If he has Plague finished up here soon, he can get a huge Plague on all those dropped Marines and that dropship. That would be massive. Would easily be able to clear that with Lings afterwards if that was the case. We're not sure exactly how far along Plague is just yet, but the mutas are coming back to help. After denying that base, Soulkey is looking better and better as time goes on. I favor him in a late game if he's able to make his way there. 53 workers have been made. JyJ needs to expand here soon. Ling's going to start to clear all of this out. The mutas will come in clutch with the assist, and he can, I think, track down this dropship. Yeah, it's a little bit too slow. Not quite as fast as a speed shuttle. That dropship does go down. Marines not in position to defend that as it flies out, so the drop has only been effective at slowing down Soulkey by a tiny amount, not doing any critical damage. JyJ needs to get double expansion going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Soulkey losing control over those mutas, kind of flying into a group of bio. JyJ on an attack command catches that and kills a huge group of mutas. Now, I mean, he should be able to get an extra base out. God damn, he loses that base too? Uh-oh. JyJ being slowed down by quite a bit. This transition is not going to be nearly as strong. Look at all the hatches coming up from Soulkey. He is really going to get into a powerful position to macro through into this late game. A lot of vultures are being made. It makes me believe that JyJ wants to transition into a mech play, but he hasn't had the control to actually keep these bases alive. You need to double expand with this. Now gonna be throwing down those 2 expansions. Quite a bit of mines out here on the map. JyJ holding back Soulkey for the time being. Soulkey gonna have to get Overlord speed here soon. Can utilize those lurker, or the Overlord and mutas to clear out these mines pretty efficiently. But yeah, the mech transition is fully underway now. JyJ was stifled slightly in really getting those extra bases online, but it seems like he's getting over in that direction now. Muta's gonna come over here and clear out these mines. No problem. Drones will be transferred over to take this base. Can he slip in and kill the drone? Not gonna happen. Vultures will be denied for now. JyJ really needs to get some more harassment going. Slow down Soulkey if he can, because Soulkey is going to become immense here soon. You can see it going into Ultralist. Not the best possible. Oh. Muta's going to get caught as well. All right, Muta's getting caught, and the Vultures get a bunch of damage. This is a big moment here for JyJ. This is the slowdown that I was talking about earlier, what he needed. He slows down Soulkey just a bit, long enough for him to really get his other bases online. And he's still pushing these Marines out. Okay, Marine's going to run forward here. Oh my god, that's crazy. Doesn't even kill the Defiler. Oh gosh, Defilers have that 1 extra armor, and there's already +2 done. The Marines have not been that heavily upgraded. I think he's probably got 1-1 on them. But with 2 armor already, Soulkey cleaving through everything so quickly. Not enough vultures, not enough mines down here. JyJ left a little hole in his defense. Oh my gosh. Bunch of SCVs go down there to the mine connection. Can, of course, just lift off the CC, clear out everything, and get back to mining, but he's having a hard time. Soulkey really giving him the runaround for the time being. JyJ should be completely set up on this base down here, this 4th base, and starting to stretch out into a 5th base if things were really going his way. But Soulkey is starting to mass out on the map. Look at that, 2,500 gas. He's just been making Lings so far in drones. He'll be getting that 5th gas online here in a moment. Oh gosh, great connection there. I don't know why he canceled his gas, but he did cancel that and rebuilt it immediately after. Oh, good dodging here. Really good dodging. And the D matrix as well. Excellent dodging there from JyJ. Those Scourge just not able to get their connections. Too bugged out with the AI. And so, a drop coming in. This is actually sick from Soulkey. This is such a quick drop. Getting in on this base is ridiculous. He's going to keep denying this 4th. And he could actually kill every SCV here. The drop with the Dark Swarm. Dude, JyJ just taps out. Soulkey, so sick. So sick. 3,000 gas in the bank, guys. He was going to make an insane number of ultras, and JyJ knew that if he didn't have this 4th base online, he just wasn't going to be able to keep up. Excellent, excellent game. Bringing himself back and starting the reverse sweep. Can he actually do it? 4 games in a row. I wouldn't put it past him, guys. Soulkey is such a beast. Such an incredible beast, but he cannot make even one mistake or he will be out of this series. He's backed himself into a corner with another 100 gems. Thank you so much, Ben Chixer. Here we go. Soulkey versus JyJ on Monty Hall. Oh my gosh. It really comes down to this Monty Hall for game number 5. Usually it's reserved for game number 7, but this is gonna get wacky, guys. JyJ match point right now, $500 at the tips of his fingers. He's almost touching it right now. Just needs one more win over the 3-time ASL champion. Possibly gonna put a 4th on his record this season. He's been crushing it in ASL. I think he's the favorite to win it all. But he has to get through JyJ here today. Prove that he has what it takes to take down Terran players at the top level. I don't think he's got anything to prove, honestly, but it sounds good for the cast. Soulkey gonna take an 12 hatch, excuse me. 12 hatch here. Very quick gas out of JyJ. Drone hopping over. 2nd drone coming out here. Looks like he's going to scout, potentially. Might throw down a 3rd hatchery, though. No. He gets a gas. Okay. Gas on the way. It's been kind of popular for Zerg players on this map to go for a kind of a late gas and try to defend with Hydras because 2-port Wraith is so popular on this map. But it looks like he's just going to get the scout off. Get over here. Factory on the way, but the drone could come up and actually deny this. You might have to hop over a 2nd SCV because this drone is going to be on top of that factory, killing the SCV before you know it. JyJ, oh, he's going to get punished for this. Yeah, this is not a good situation. That drone going to get over here now and start to hit the SCV. JyJ going to pull 2 more SCVs. Of course, what you absolutely have to do here. Great micro. The high drone over here. Giving him the Hawk to factory. Nearly complete. He only needs to do this dance for a little bit longer, doing a good job of bumping bellies with the drone and putting a little damage on with the fusion cutter. Oh, he gets the kill. No way. Oh, Soulkey messed up. He messed up big time. And he ends up losing that 1st drone. That does suck. Hydra Den on the way. This is the way. Like I said, a lot of Zergs are handling Terrans on this map, going right into Hydralisk Den. Seems like Soulkey no different. He's going to try to forego what would generally be accepted like critical sunken colony, but he's going to try and forgo that Get Hydras out here to defend instead. Ling Speed, I think, is going to be finishing up soon. Hydra, Speed on the way. This is for an attack, guys. This is not for defense. If you wanted to get... Oh, yeah, there's the Ling Speed. He gets the Vulture. That's huge. Absolutely massive. Oh, okay, the factory floated back over. I thought that was a second factory for a second. I was about to freak out, but no. There's one factory here. There should be a starport in the main, and in fact, there might be even... I don't know what that other building is. There's got to be a barracks over on the right-hand side there. I believe it's another 1-1-1 build. Bring in a drone. Oh, dude. Soulkey's going to try and hop Hydras into this main base. Oh, this is insane. This is crazy. We're going to have a tank out, though. Tank? No. Vulture Speed. He's going to go for a drop. Follow up drop here from JyJ. If he brings a bunch of SCVs, though, I think he could be okay. Yeah, he should be able to... Oh, he's going to mine that out? Wait. Did he mine all of this? Oh, my gosh. Wait. Mine the right patch. Okay, he mines the right patch. There it is. He's going to get rid of the mineral field. The Vulture's not able to get up there in time. Oh, no. Calamity here for JyJ. He doesn't bring the Vulture forward, and he loses the mineral patch. Now there's Lings and Hydras in the main. I think this is it, guys. Yeah, there's no way to recover. JyJ taps out. What the heck is going on in this series, guys? JyJ, I think we're going to get a shot here. See what he can see. Because did he see the drone coming up? I mean, the factory is so close. The factory is so close. He saw there was only 16 minerals on this patch. He brought 2 drones exactly. He's got to see that drone right there. He's got to see the drone. I thought he was going to hop over with the drones, but this is even better. JyJ let that mine out a little bit more than maybe he should have. And Soulkey gets in there for the quick kill. What a crazy game. What an insane series so far, guys. Monty Hall goes over to Soulkey. Hard to keep it under wraps. How excited I am with how this has gone. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be more hype. JyJ spawning over here in the top right-hand corner. We got Soulkey top left. Try to take more breaks here for little sips. We got ASL coming up next week. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. It's been so much fun, and the round of 8 is going to be extremely hype. So many great players to witness. We've had the rise of Jaedong, the Tyrant, back in the scene, finally living up to his name. And so many other great stories that have come about in that series. And another one is developing here. JyJ proving that he is absolutely a contender despite getting knocked out by Tyson. Able to take 3 games off of Soulkey. Still looking for the closer, though. Nothing stronger than Soulkey in a best of 7. This guy is ridiculous. You can take him out in a best of 1, yeah. Even a best of 3 sometimes you can find a win against him, but a best of 7, this man almost never loses. That's why he has become the 3 looking for 4-time ASL champion. Plays like an absolute genius, honestly. Not only his play, but also his decision-making and group selection. Absolutely on point. He sent... I won't talk about ASL at all, guys. Let's just... let's get into this one. We've got the SCV here looking for another early kill on one of these workers. Doing a great job, again, of bumping bellies with this drone. Very hard to get the moving shot going with an SCV. Much harder than making a drone or probe attack. Here comes that Marine now. Going to chase down this probe. Excuse me, this drone. Forcing it off the line and really delaying the mining in this natural by quite a bit. This has gone pretty well for JyJ. This is all he was looking for with the early SCV and 2 Marines moving across the map. Just force things back ever so slightly, slow things down that tiny little bit, throw off Soulkey in whatever ways are possible. Now pushing forward with 3 Marines, only 2 Lings on this ramp. Oh boy, this could get scary. 2 Lings only with an SCV and 3 Marines. Okay, 4 Lings does clean this up, so he does have to back off. 4 Marines beats this, though. SCV quite low, however. Going once again for second racks before gas. Gas, Academy. We'll have that slightly later push-out timing once again with a little bit more than usual. More than just an Academy rush. He's going to have a bit more bulk in that army. We'll see how he decides to follow that up. Spire, of course, from Soulkey. Hasn't really taken any severe damage yet, but small little edges can lead to big leads in Broodwar. And so far, JyJ has eked out just tiny little tiny things over and over again, taking small risks to get those little advantages. And he's walked that fine line really, really nicely. Soulkey as well. Not overcommitting to Lings, not losing anything to the early pressure. Still in a reasonable spot. And is going to throw down a hatchery over in bottom left. We'll have a push out here shortly. Right around that 5-minute mark, of course. Stim will be a little bit behind schedule. So it should be finishing up here pretty shortly. There's the scan. Gonna go ahead and check, make sure there's enough drones at that natural to make it so that he's pretty confident that he's not just getting Ling all in. Like, there's not gonna be, you know, a whole control group of Lings showing up to kill my bio, is there? That was that scan. He checks, sees the natural. How many drones are there? Notifies him early that he's going to be okay. Could run by these sunken colonies, so the drones have been pulled to try and block that. Going to come forward and nice target fire on some of these drones. Firebat following this up. Oh my gosh, the Lings are just getting deleted, and that sunken colony is going to go down as well. Quite a few drones have died. Firebat running into the main. There is a group of mutas out now. Can he get on top of these eggs? Looks like not. Enough mutas now to clear this, but he actually can't one-shot just yet, and he loses a muta. This is getting bad. This is getting very, very bad for Soulkey. Soulkey losing health on this hatchery rapidly. Not enough energy on these medics any longer, but he's killing so many mutas. Dude, Soulkey is in a horrible position here. The sunken colonies were just a tiny bit too late. Finally, Soulkey does clean this, can get back to mining. Still has 17 workers, but has been severely damaged. JyJ building up these turrets back at home, doing exactly what he should. Get a bunker, get a bunch of turrets, start your factory. Just get everything online. Try to be as safe as possible. Only way Soulkey wins this is if you under-defend and start to take a lot of damage. And so Soulkey going to come in here, start to look for an opportunity to pressure. But if he's forced to just try to drone out of the situation, the situation becomes worse and worse. Marine's going to come down this ramp. Lings are doing their work in the natural. If he can take control of this ramp, kill all the Marines, then the Lings can kill so much here in the natural. Okay, he's actually going to go after the main turrets, try to get on top of these barracks. Not enough turrets here from JyJ. Maybe an undercommitment, like I was saying. Getting on top of the turrets now. Some of these are going to go down. More Lings are coming in, guys. There's only 3 barracks here producing, and a lot of Lings are making their way into this main base. As soon as the turrets go down, here comes the Mutas back into the main, getting on top of all of these Marines. Marines are going down. Marines are all but gone. 1 Marine here on the right-hand side. He takes the game. What? Unbelievable comeback from Soulkey. JyJ, he just needed to hold. Oh my gosh. Letting it slip through his fingers. Reaching out to touch that $500. It's just barely out of range. Just barely out of reach. Soulkey takes this game away. Dude. JyJ's got to be feeling that one. He had it in the bag. Wrapped up with a bow. And just barely wasn't able to take it home. Soulkey gets in there with the only attack that could have won him this game and makes it happen. Oh my goodness. What a series, guys. What a series. So much has happened in this series. So many insane games, and here we go. Soulkey spawning in top left. JyJ bottom right. Final map of the series. And an incredible TVZ. Thank you, everybody, for watching this live. Those of you, shout out to those of you on YouTube. Looks like we're getting an announcement here. Snow versus Royal tomorrow. Another run back. Another rematch. I think we've seen Snow versus Royal a couple of times actually already. So another Snow versus Royal. I'm happy to have it. Those have been really fun. All the Snow series that we're getting. We are truly blessed here in the SDS. Truly, truly blessed. Soulkey sending out that early drone. The 9 drone finally going to be sent out. Wants to check. See if he can find any sort of proxy play. JyJ not going for that. Just going to wall in this time. Can also be really strong against a CC first. Can slow down the SCVs by quite a bit. Force a big pull of SCVs off the line. Very annoying stuff. Artosis SCV here. Moving to the right-hand side into the waiting arms of this drone once again. 2 SCVs forced off the line. Trying to get the hits on that drone, but having a hard time. JyJ being slowed down quite a bit by this early SCV. It's really paying for itself. We'll get his hatchery down in the meantime and begin just a normal game from Soulkey after the fact. 12 hatch, 11 pool, 10 gas, I believe is the build. Gas here in the main for JyJ. Whoa, factory is going to come up. He's faking the CC here. Faking the CC and throwing down a factory. Interesting. Unfortunately for Soulkey, he didn't check the main. At least we didn't see it on screen. I wasn't paying attention to the mini-map that entire time, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't know. This could really throw Soulkey off, actually. This is a great mind game by JyJ. Coming in here and forcing some things off the line. That Marine is going to come up as well. It all looks very Eminem orientated. It really does look like he's going for the exact same build as last game. So Soulkey still hasn't thrown down a sunken colony, and there's a SCV here ready to block it if he wants to try. 4 Lings come out. Marines are going to start to fall back, but the Vulture is coming, guys. Yeah, there's no sunken colony. It's too late now. Yeah, like 3-minute 40 is probably the latest you can throw down that sunken and have it done in time. So we're going to see some serious damage. We already saw... Oh, he's pushing away the Overlord as well. Dude, JyJ set this up so well. He set it up so well. Oh, but he can see it with the second Overlord. Huge scout there. Pull the drones, pull the boys. Soulkey needs to block this from getting into his main. He doesn't have a sunken colony. There's the vulture. Oh boy, I don't know if he actually saw that. Yeah, there's a possibility he didn't see that with the Overlord. In fact, I think that's guaranteed. He did not see that, and this could be a win for JyJ. We'll see how Soulkey handles it, but look, he's gonna put enough damage on this sunken colony. It dies in one hit, and he can just flick shot that with the vulture later. Oh, the Marines come out, or sorry, the Lings come out. The vulture gonna go for the main though. SCV gets one hit on the sunken after it finishes, and so the sunken is now gone. Double vulture in this natural now, and a Wraith is gonna follow this up. I think JyJ might have done it. This teched out play from him. Really good sneaky stuff, man. This is what we were talking about at the beginning of the series. JyJ doesn't need to hide anything here. He can pull out all his best plays, all his best ideas. Here comes those Lings with speed. They're gonna run by the bunker and go for a counterattack, but more vultures are out. Not being greedy here. He's even got the wall back at home. Can just tuck in the wall or just keep, microing here. Wraith gonna get the Overlord kill. I think this is all she wrote, boys. Oh, gets on top of one of the vultures. One goes down. More Lings being made. Overlord dies. Lings come in from both sides. He kills the vulture. He will get on top of this bunker. A little bit of sloppiness from JyJ. Sunken can be made now at this front to prevent more vultures from getting in. And he can re-drone a little bit. However, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no. Vulture's coming into this natural. Oh, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose this. Ah! That's so frustrating. Another Overlord gonna go down over here, I think. Good block on that ramp. Gonna catch the vultures here. We'll be able to surround and kill both of these, it looks like. Okay, not bad. Staying alive right now. That's the name of the game, Soulkey. Keeping the wheels on for now, but it's still a dangerous, difficult position. We'll fly through, sees no add-on for that starport, importantly. No add-on for... Oh, he did have an add-on for the... Okay, he didn't have it before. Now he's got it coming. Machine shop on the way. What's going to be the follow-up? I imagine it's going to be Marine follow-up. It's just a really strong way to play in a situation like this. Just get a bunch of Marines. You need to have Lurker in order to block it. And he could even go into a very quick vessel here as well. Very quick vessel really shuts down a lot. So JyJ has all of the... He has all the tools. And Soulkey has none. He's got basically one tool, I guess. Mutas. Small pack of Lings as well. The onus is on him to make something happen because JyJ is going to come out with a really powerful attack. Could be any number of a bunch of different things. It could be Wraiths with Cloak. It is going to be Wraiths with Cloak. It could be, Valkyrie. It could be a bunch of Vessels. He could go for Vessels. That would actually be a really strong play. Getting right into Marine immediately after. All of this is good stuff. Yeah, he will go for Vessels too. A little bit surprised to see him go for both, but like I said, he can do pretty much whatever he wants in a situation like this. Maybe just utilize the Cloak to shore up the defense for the time being. Make sure he doesn't take too much damage. These mutas gonna lose some drones back at home. Oh my gosh, losing drones here is so painful. Another one's gonna go down. Yeah, that does fall. Vulture can run in now. Might even get another drone here. JyJ just light years ahead. Look, he's got nearly double the workers. And so, I mean, this going down is pretty big. That's kind of impactful. But the Wraiths over here on the other side of the map, oh my goodness. 3 Overlords gonna go down in a snap. Boom, just like that. 3 Overlords end up falling. Hydras are being made, but no Overlord speed for sure. And so these Wraiths are gonna get a lot of damage. Yeah, so much damage here in the main base. I think this is too much. Soulkey gonna pull the trigger on an attack. A lot of Lings come in. Oh my god, the split there, not the greatest. He loses a lot of these mutas, and the Lings are just not doing the damage that they needed to. Looks like the Wraiths got cleaned up during that, but only 10 workers left. Lings in this main. Can just fight them with SCVs at this point. Too much damage has been done. JyJ with the block there on the ramp, stopping all of the Lings from sliding past. Only a few managed to make it into the main, and takes this series away. GG. Wow. JyJ closing it out here on Minstrel with a super teched out play. This has been a crazy high octane series, guys. None of these games have gone that late. Only Radeon really went all the way to Hive with any sort of play left. And that ended in a Soulkey victory. JyJ bringing it home here, guys. It's hard for me to even believe that that's how we're going to end, but there it is. GG. What a series. Pulling out all the stops here to take down the 3-time champion. Soulkey, the strongest best of 7 player basically ever. Aside from Flash, I'd say. Taking him out, he's got to be swelling with confidence, man. Him getting taken out in the qualifiers is crazy. And by Tyson as well. Does not even make sense. Unbelievable that that actually happened. That's the timeline we live in, though. JyJ here, putting on a great show for us. We'll take a quick look at the chat here before we go. If you guys want to ask any questions. These are some really fun games, guys. I'm just most curious as to when he won this money, lol. When. A lot of people are asking about when. A lot of people are curious about when these games were played. I myself was curious, and I asked Starcast TV about when these games were played. The only answer I got was within the last 3 months. And that the map choice, the map picks here, are not reflective of when the games were played. Can't the Spanish casters see the date on the replay? The replay date is, it's when you get it. It's unless they put it in the name. Like when you receive the replay, the date goes up on that. At least that's what happens on Seawall when you download a replay. The date on it is the day that you got it when you downloaded it. And then I always have it in the title of the replay so that I can see when the date actually was. Yeah, that's actually how it works. At least as far as I know, from my experience. I might be wrong on that. I'm not totally confident. I actually haven't gone to seawall.gg for a while. I've just been enjoying this duel series so much. It's been such a blast, guys. We reached our goal. So much support today for this series, guys. I really appreciate it again. Big shout out to everybody who supported. We had Ben Jixer, Mirror Edge and Vegeta Pride come out clutch. That mean we get more SDS? I think so. Absolutely. The views have been going up little bit by little bit. Just seeing that bit of growth and still hitting these gems goals. I can't imagine SOOP pulling the series. I think that would be a really bad move for them. The series was meant to get more people involved in this SOOP platform, to try and feel out how much interest there is in Broodwar and in the English scene. And yeah, just try to expand the audience, expand the reach of the platform. They have a separate division for global operations, so they're focusing on other markets. That's kind of what I gather from this. So as long as there's lots of views and gems are rolling in, guys, I have a high level of confidence that this can continue. Yeah, I think your experience, Tenno, is shared among many, many people who have joined this stream. And guys, I would really appreciate it if you guys can make an account. If you're still watching and you haven't made one yet, make an account, like the video. It's free, absolutely free. If you want to support further, if you want to add a little bit more to the stream, gifting some gems, a percentage of that goes to myself, and then a percent of that goes to SOOP, because they are the payment processor or the platform. So all the platform fees go directly to SOOP, which puts on the ASL, they put on this series, and so much more. And so the full amount of your donation will be going to either of those two, myself or SOOP. Big shout out to the Patreon supporters who've been keeping me going over the years, guys. We've made it this far, and we're going to continue pushing for more great series, for more awesome Broodwar content, casting as much of it as we can in English so that we can all enjoy it. So when you get the replays, do you get them per season, or you've had these a while back? Vegeta Pride, I do not have any replays for the SOOP Duel series. I'm not the one controlling the camera. How it works is the Spanish casters get the replays, and they're not allowed to copy or keep them. SOOP has control over their PC and deletes them as soon as they watch them. So I don't really know how they get them or how long before they have them, but that's kind of how it works, to give you a peek behind the curtain. I'm sure as time goes on, as we're proven to be a valuable asset here to SOOP, and we continue to make this SOOP Duel series, there may be certain privileges afforded to us. Maybe we'll end up getting a similar deal to the Spanish casters. I'm not sure. I'll have to hold out on that. Maybe there'll be other series that we can get those replays for, and I can do my own casting with my own observing. But I think the Spanish casters have been doing a pretty good job. If you have any suggestions for them, you can send me a comment or send me a message. And depending on if I think it's relevant or worthwhile, I'll pass it along to the Spanish casters. They've asked me for input, and I've given them some about checking more upgrades and that sort of thing, making sure that they show the health of mutas in a stack. And I think they've been doing a great job of that. They've really been improving. And so with that, guys, it's come to an end. Tomorrow, Snow versus Royal, the run back. We've already watched that series several times, but still, it's a great matchup. We also saw Bisou versus Royal. Now, how many times have we had Snow versus Royal? I'm actually going to take a quick look back here, because I think we did it right at the beginning. A couple of times. I could be wrong about that, though. Where was this? Yeah, we did have Snow versus Royal. Okay, maybe it was only the one time, though. I thought we had the run back as well. Let me take a look at exactly how that one went. Oh, right. That went all the way to Game 7. And Royal ended up winning that series. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun rematch. Also, the Spanish casters remind me of football casters with how hyped they get sometimes. Yeah, they do get crazy hype for sure. They have a completely different style from English casters, and Korean casters have their own style as well. I hope you guys enjoy my casting style. I've been working on improving it and practicing it, honing it into a fine blade, but there's always room for improvement. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for reaching the SOOP Gems goal. That is awesome. We're going to have so many more great matchups, guys. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for Snow versus Royal. I'll see you guys there. Love you. See you then.